and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Welcome to the 2019 commencement ceremony for the School of Engineering graduate programs. It is now my pleasure, as the Dean for Graduate Education, to introduce the Dean's, Department Chairs, distinguished guests, graduates, and family. Please welcome our faculty, our deans, to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Karen Panetta, and I'm honored today as the Dean of Graduate Education to welcome the candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Science in Engineering Management, Master of Science in Innovation and Management, Master of Science, and Master of Engineering. Let's congratulate them. We can all now please be seated. We'll start our ceremonies. Please now welcome the Dean for the School of Engineering, Dr. Jin-Min Kyu.
Thank you, Dean Panetta. And thank you all for joining us today for the 2019 Engineering Graduate Program ceremonies. On behalf of the School of Engineering, I welcome you to Tufts. We're here today to celebrate those who are graduating with Master of Science, Master of Engineering, and Doctor of Philosophy degrees. These ceremonies symbolize the completion of the candidate's passage from being students to being masters of their disciplines. The road to a graduate degree is long and often arduous. You have to be curious and continuously pushing yourself to new heights. You have to persevere and be willing to accept failure when that happens. And most importantly, you have to be tenacious and hardworking. If you're sitting there today with your robes on, you know what I'm talking about. Now, all that hard work has paid off. You are about to graduate. You can tell yourself very proudly, you have made it. Congratulations. In this happy moment, let us not forget how we got here. Let us extend our heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to those who have helped us to get here and made today possible. Can I ask all the parents, grandparents, spouse, family members, siblings, and friends of our graduates to stand up and be recognized? Thank you all for being part of our graduates' lives. Your love, your support, and your encouragement have made a huge difference. You all deserve a big round of applause again. A university is only a collection of empty buildings, if not for its faculty and the staff. It is a faculty who weaved the curriculum into an education. It is staff who organize the campus life on a daily basis. So I would like to ask the faculty and the staff to stand up and be recognized for their contributions to the success of our graduates today. Thank you. Graduates, you are about to embark on your new careers. I have invited someone who has been in your shoes before to share with you his wisdom and experience. Dr. Michael Zenes was a valedictorian of his undergrad class at the University of Patras in Greece. He then came to the US and earned a master's degree in electrical engineering from the University of Michigan. That's when he realized that there's no place on earth like Tufts. So he came to the Medford campus and earned a Ph.D. in electrical engineering from Tufts University in 1990. Since then, he had spent his career in technology companies that improve the way people process and share information. He was previously chief executive of Aware, a Bedford, Massachusetts company which pioneered the high-speed digital subscriber line technology that used to deliver broadband to millions of homes around the world. Acusonas, which Dr. Zenes co-founded in 2015, uses artificial intelligence in software products to improve the way people restore and repair audio recordings and create music. An inventor, an innovator, and an inventor, Dr. Zenes' patents cover a wide range of applications in DSL communications, Wi-Fi, and transform-based audio processing. He enjoys the process of innovation, product development, business development, and team building. He also served as a mentor and an investor on several corporate boards. In his spare time, like many Tufts jumbos, Dr. Zenes played keyboards in the classic rock cover band called French Lick. I wouldn't ask you where that name comes from. And that band performs at charity events throughout the Boston area. Dr. Zenes and his wife, Kelly, who is joining us today, live in Lexington. They have 3 children. Dr. Zenes, thank you for joining us today, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Q. To those of you from out of town, welcome to another glorious day in New England. The weather is always like this here. To those of you who live here and know that what I just said isn't true, I think you should look at today's beautiful weather as a good omen for your futures. It's a great honor for me to be here today. I want to thank Dean Q. I want to thank Adam and Amy who organized this event and helped prepare me. It's a very special day for all of you, and it is an honor for me to be here talking to all of you. Graduates, today is a big deal. Getting a graduate degree in engineering is really difficult, as all of you know. When I try to think about how to explain that to non-degree recipients of graduate degrees in engineering, which I think would be worth doing because your families and friends are here, and it'd be nice to hear what this involves. A couple of expressions that are reasonably well known come to mind. The first one is, in theory and practice are the same, but in practice they are not. What this is really saying to the engineer is that practice is more important than theory. And as engineers, of course, we are all about practice. The other one I like, and I'm paraphrasing this somewhat, is nothing slays a beautiful hypothesis like an ugly fact. we're all about the facts. And of course, it means that the fact sort of trumps the hypothesis. Now, the irony is that getting a graduate degree in engineering requires mastering both the theory and the practice. Dean Q did a very nice job talking about the gauntlet, the trajectory you all have had to follow to get to today. It is not easy. And you've had to master both of these things. And this makes you really special. It puts you in an elite class. Parents, friends, family, loved ones, this is the engineering elite of tomorrow. And of course, today is a day of celebration. But I would like to point out some things, having been an engineer for years myself, having spent a lot of time around engineers with graduate degrees in my work and in personal life. There are some idiosyncrasies that some of us might display that I would like to talk about. Think of it as sort of baggage that comes with the status of being elite. I don't know whether this baggage came about because of the program you went through. I don't know if you were already like that, those of you who are, and that was what drove you to this program. But regardless, you have certain idiosyncrasies. One is you analyze things potentially, not all of you, some of you, too much. I certainly do that. That's appropriate in our field of study. That's how we got to where we are. But when I pick a restaurant, I drive my family crazy because I have to research every possibility. And once I choose one and they say, that sounds great, I go back, I second guess myself, and I do it all again. That's annoying. We tend to be know-it-alls. We tend to think we know things that maybe we really don't. And that's because the process that we've all gone through to get to where you are today involves studying, analyzing, learning what other people did, putting something new together. We think we can apply that to anything. And in fact, we think we can do it better than people who actually know how to do it. That's kind of arrogant. And even though this is a bit of a tired cliche, some of us, not all of us, are still a bit socially awkward. And we're very results-oriented. And results are certainly important. But as you go forth, you'll see that in life, results aren't everything. There are a lot of other things in life that matter a lot. So let me talk about a concrete example of what I'm talking about. And it's about here, today, and me. So when I got the very flattering invitation from Dean Q to speak to you all today, the next step was preparing this speech. So I went about it as any good engineer would. I did my analysis. I read and listened to an inordinate number of previous speeches. I made notes. I made graphs of the characteristics of the speech that I thought were good. I made flowcharts. I made block diagrams with inputs and outputs of the various steps of the speech. I mastered the theory of the commencement speech. And then I moved to the implementation of the speech. That involves computational metrics like word count and time of speech. And of course the lab work and the prototypes, which involves me rehearsing the speech to anyone who would listen. And once all this is done, because I followed a process that I know is tried and true, I am confident that this is a good speech. Engineers can also be forgetful, and I've just forgotten what I'm supposed to say next. And we can also be funny, but in an awkward sort of way, just like that. Parents, families, friends, loved ones, despite whatever idiosyncrasies your engineers have, today marks a beautiful day for them, and the future for them has never been brighter. You should all be exceedingly proud of their accomplishments. Graduates, you are problem solvers. What drove you here, what enabled you to finish this challenging program that you've each finished, at the end of the day was hope. Hope that you could change, that you could improve, that you could discover, that you could solve problems. Whether it's better energy, cleaner water, faster communications, better networks, breakthroughs in biotech and biomedical and material science and human-robot interactions and medical fields. And as you move on, that hope can continue to drive you. You need to leverage up what you've learned now to the next phase of your lives. And indeed, life is a lot about leveraging up what the previous phase was into the next phase. You'll face challenges. I think Dean Q mentioned this. You'll face challenges. There's no question that there will be paths that don't lead where you would like them to lead. Or there will be places where you really have to prevail and you have to be persistent. And you will. You've already done that. You know how to do that. In fact, as Thomas Edison said, very eloquently, I think, I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. You will likely do that, and you'll be fine. Because even though you might be a little awkward and a little arrogant and a little annoying, you are persistent. You've developed tools here. You know how to create. You know how to break. You know how to debug. You know how to fix. You know how to analyze. And you now can really make a difference. Caitlin Van Wicklen, graduating today with a master's degree in biomedical engineering, you can make a difference. Lisa Fantini, getting a master's degree today in electrical engineering, you can make a difference. The opportunities ahead of you are vast. The technology and engineering world that you're entering is actually an interesting one. The intersection of technology and engineering with society and humanity is at a level of intensity that may be unprecedented. We have machines that can learn things. With big data, we can teach something to do pretty much anything else. We have communications that are ubiquitous. Anyone in the world can communicate with anyone else, and actually with a large number of people, more easily than ever before. And that's all good, for the most part. But it can also be nefarious. It can also mean that misinformation can get spread, or cyber crime can be performed, and security and privacy issues can be breached. Your opportunity, your responsibility, in my opinion, is that you take what you've learned, you take the skills and the knowledge and the ability that you have to make a difference and do it for good causes. Imagine a world of people like yourselves, willing to analyze, overanalyze sometimes, willing to study, willing to engineer, willing to solve problems that they might not know too much about with confidence, focused on changing the world for the better. That can be your world, and that should be your world. There's no oath in engineering. The lawyers and the doctors take an oath. I think an engineering oath that is as simple as, I will use what I learned in engineering to do good for the world would be appropriate. If you feel that way, take it to yourselves. There's no such official thing. 30 years ago, as Dean Q mentioned, I was sitting where you're sitting, and since then I've learned a few things, and I'll just share a few of them. One is that spending your energy on something that you really can't control is kind of a waste of time. At Aware, the company that I worked at for a long time, we developed technology that enabled DSL telephone lines to go faster than they ever had gone before. Our investors actually, some of them, criticized us for this. They said, well, this technology is not going to do anything if the phone companies don't deploy it. And that was true, but that was out of our control. What was in our control was to make the technology reliable, cost-effective, scalable as bandwidth became in higher and higher demand. And eventually, these things came together, and today there are over 500 million DSL lines serving broadband around the world. The other thing that I found very important as I look back on my life is the importance of teams. Certainly your work team is going to be a team that immediately comes to mind. We always think about our work teams. And certainly a work team is important. In fact, who your team is, in many cases, may be more important than what your team is working on. Whether you're a leader in the team or not is secondary. Engage in the team, appreciate the team, interact with the team. Where the team is probably shouldn't matter too much either, especially early in your career. I had a mentor who explained to me that I should follow the harvest, meaning don't get tethered to a location. Follow what you think makes the most sense from a team perspective. Other teams, of course, in our lives are if not the same level of importance, at least the same level of importance. Our families, our friends. Today, around us today, we're surrounded by them. Obviously, thanking them is a big deal. Celebrating with them is also a big deal. You should celebrate with the team with whom you've made certain accomplishments. And there are teams in areas that aren't either personal or professional. You can call them hobbies, you can call them extracurricular activities, you can call them charities. Whatever activity that fulfills you in other ways is an important part of defining who you are. The people I play music with in that French lick band, and the people that I travel with or that I play sports with are some of the best interpersonal relationships I have. Mentors within your teams are also very important. Finding people who are willing to mentor you. Tell them you want them to be your mentor. It's an invaluable resource in your lives. And as you progress in life and you have more time and more money, consider the institutions and the places that help you get along, like Tufts University. Let me say a few things more about Tufts University because it's a very special place to me. This is a world-renowned institution with disciplines across numerous areas, covering a broad array of capabilities. And yet, it remains a small and warm community. And I think that's a testament to the faculty and the staff and the administrators here who have made this university such a welcoming place. Eric Miller, who chairs ably the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department. Ron Lasser, who won his 3rd Teacher of the Year award, also in Electrical and Computer Engineering. These are members of this society and this community who make it what they are. And I'd like to remember one member who was very meaningful to me. He was my Ph.D. advisor here. His name was Joseph Noonan. He passed away last year. And he was a man who used engineering to indeed change the world for the better. So, wrapping up, you've all worked hard to get here. You've got the tools to make a difference. You will have tremendous opportunity in front of you. Congratulations, good luck, and please go change the world for the better. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, for these down-to-earth advices. I'm sure our graduates will take them to heart. Now, on behalf of the School of Engineering, I would like to present to you the Engineering Dean's Medal for your work in building solutions that enhance the quality of lives. So please come forward.
This wasn't in the agenda. Thank you. That's wonderful.
Let's move a little bit to the center, okay? Now, I turn the ceremony back to Dean Karen Panetta.
Thank you, Dean Q. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now begin the presentation of the degrees. Yay. We shall now recognize the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Engineering Management. Will the candidates please rise and proceed to the stage?
I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Engineering Management. I would like to ask Kevin Oye, Interim Executive Director of Tufts Gordon Institute, to join me in congratulating these candidates.
Professor Mary Viola will announce our graduates.
Joseph Young. Brian Hickey. Keith Collins. Amanda Brady. David Sim. Michael Sertoma. Mo Farid. Craig Teed. Sai Prasad, Carolyn Stockdale, Matthew Babineau, Abigail Moreau, Carlos Martinez, John Wareham, Teresa Lofton, Noah Singer, William Rogers, Andrew Apple, Ryan Wasserman, Michael Motola Barnes, Megan Joyner, Catherine Bernazzani, Sadia Lohith Shaskin, Alisa Chow, Ricardo Juarez Martinez, Ian Morency, Emily Anderson, Kunal Garg, Colin Glynn, Nicholas Zambino, Sinchi Yi, James Clark, Louis Kazmarek, Benjamin Salter, Erica Conson, Jean Hartnett, Natalie Rumberg, Marie Lujan, Danielle Rafferty, Grant Schonberg, Christopher Paratori, Zachary Schiller, Willem Keller, Adita Kota, Anthony Roa, Charuz Shima, Kevin Boudreau, Haralambi Papa, Tushar Saxena, Raul Nair, Baina Lee, Melanie McSally, and Kara Atewethan.
Congratulations to newly confirmed Master of Science in Engineering graduates. We shall now recognize the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Innovation and Management. Will the candidates please rise and proceed to the stage?
I have the honor to present to you the candidate for the degree of Master of Science in Innovation and Management. Professor Kevin Oye will continue to join me to congratulate the candidates.
Professor Samuel Ojaro will announce our graduates.
Firas Asher. Sophia Gabi Untik. Tyler R. Leong. Nadia Christina Ferrara. Akboda Sahi Iwa. Laura Tarabo Anakta. Julia Navakov. Otila Ani. Alex Christensen. Lulu Lee. Wei-Sun Liao. Yushawa Wang. Chad R. Goldberg. S. Nicholas Pollock. Robert Trebert III. Kushat Sunkara. Konstantinos Sorzaskis. Rahul Shavan. Sergio J. Abraham. Adidik T. Dior Ukara. Sagun Sanji. Pazilat Numa Mamapta. You're welcome. Kurlan. Sija Hu. Chen Chen.
Congratulations to the newly confirmed Master of Science in Innovation Management graduates. We shall now recognize the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Engineering and Master of Science in Engineering. I was testing to see if you were awake. Will the candidates please rise and continue to the stage?
I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the second degree in engineering, the degree of Master of Science or Master of Engineering. I would like to ask Karen Panetta, Dean of Graduate Education, to join me in congratulating these candidates.
Professor Eric Miller from the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering will read the names of the graduates.
Anastasia Budiskaya. Li Chen Wang. Stephen Lambert. Marshall Pontrelli. Michael Lambert. Kevin Kapner. Daniel J. Bradley. Thomas Netter. Emily Leonard. Brett Irwin. Peter F. Soders. Brendan David Clover. Rachel E. Stein. Jordan J. Stone. Timothy Blewett. Taha A. Zadi. Alexandra Kirsch. Caitlin Van Wicklin. Michael Orduz. Caitlin Nicole Moy Young. Milan Dahal. Shirnaryi Dilshiti. Victor Adeboyu. Montserrat Olashaibikun. Gabriel Elizabeth Raymond. Ramtin Hosseini. Gildas Landre Kezebo Yankam. Lin Feng Lu. Thang Feng Chu. Fang Wang. Yun Chi Kui. Yi Chun Chi. Fan Jiang. Chao Wu. Hulin Tong. Tailin Wang. Fei Long Lu. Yushi Lu. Zichuan Zhou. Che Yang. Liren Dang. Patrick Kinsella. Emily Davis. Kenneth Alperin. Maria Muit Gibru Meskel. Chen Lu Wu. Yirun Zhu. Jalen Zhang. Chi Hu. Zhen Tian. Ruyan Gu. Mohammed Qureshi.
Okay. See, the problem is we give away so many different programs that we're going to celebrate our combined degree candidates next. So these are going to be double jumbos. So let's welcome them to the stage. And Professor Miller will continue to read the names, and Dean Q and I will congratulate these students.
I have the honor to present to you candidates for the degree of a Bachelor of Science and Master of Science.
Nathan Pacheco. Logan Brill. Mandeep Pokhrel. Belinda Shian. Neil Spazzarini. Kelsey Claire Gallagher. Kenneth T. Yao. Celia Lewis. Lisa F. Fantini. Thomas W. Rind. Camilla V. Menard. John Mananon. Richard H. Preston. Yuan Ning. Benjamin Zakin. Janith Kuluthanku. Vincent Wong. Joytika Bargo. Shay T. Nelson. Benjamin Macklin. Daniel M. McGinn. Gian Khaleesi. Chin Ju. Jin Cheng Lee. Yujin Zhu. Dominic Gurn. Daniel Dinjian. Edmund Takata, sorry. Ji Lu Wei. Jeremy Shi. Kiki Chan. Zachary Goldman. Matthew D. Jones. Xuanrei Chi.
Congratulations to our new double jumbos in the combined degree program. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy begin to approach the stage and be joined by their respective faculty advisor as their name is called?
I'm pleased to certify that candidates have completed all requirements for the degree of a Doctor of Philosophy, have demonstrated by preparation of a written dissertation and the oral examination the sound and the mature scholarship required of recipient of this high degree.
In the Department of Biomedical Engineering, we honor the following Ph.D. graduates. So I just want to let you know that what happens is advisors are asked to read a statement. I will be reading the statement from their advisor as a personal message to the graduate. Wenny Lee, dissertation advisor, Dr. Theo Omnonetto. Dissertation title, Fabrication of Functional Surface Patterns by Inkjet Printing. Wendy Lee joined the Silk Lab initially as a master's student to continue exploring her interest in biomedical engineering from undergraduate studies, but quickly transitioned into the PhD program and successfully grew up to be an inkjet printing silk wizard. Wendy can print anything on everything, anywhere. Her work is changing the way we sense our surroundings, fight disease, and develop nutrition. Manousothakis. Dissertation advisor, Dr. David Kaplan. Dissertation title, Bioengineered In Vitro Enteric Nervous System. Elena is a terrific science communicator who thrives in bringing people together to discuss, debate, or have fun while discussing science. She is a glue, a coordinator, and a leader, and she will thrive at the interface in public outreach and scientific inquiry. Her studies on gut innovation in laboratory tissue models of the human intestine have established a pioneering system with which to study gut-brain signaling. Her next step is a postdoctoral position where she can continue to spread her scientific skills, team building, and goodwill. Megan McGill, dissertation advisor, Dr. David Kaplan. Title, Characterization and Chemical Modifications of Silk Fibroin Hydrogels Towards Advancement Biomaterial Scaffolds. Meg joined our lab after completing her undergraduate degree in chemical engineering, followed by a stint in the medical device industry. Her attention to detail, her inquisitive nature to understand fundamentals, and her strong communication skills have resulted in exceptional studies on enzymatic cross-linking reactions with silk proteins, leading to new insights in new elastomeric biomaterials. Her next stop in her career path is at Harvard in the Technology Transfer Office, building off her strong research experiences as well as gaining exposure as a student intern at the Tufts Tech Transfer Office. Nicole Rea, dissertation advisor, Dr. David Kaplan. Title, Silk Hyaluronic Acid Composite Hydrocells for Soft Tissue Engineering. Nicole is a powerhouse, smart, motivated, and thoughtful. She studied and developed new polymeric silk hyaluronic acid hydrogel systems that offer remarkable new product opportunities for improved patient outcomes related to preterm birth or replacements for the vitreous humor in the eye. Her efforts should catalyze significant medical impact in the future via these new biomaterials, and she has a bright future ahead in industry, or perhaps even running a company. Maria Rodriguez, advisor, Dr. David Kaplan. Title, Advances in Medical Device Manufacturing Using Biomaterials. Maria has traveled the world during her Ph.D. studies with visits to South America and a one-year fellowship at the U.S. Food and Drug Administration in Washington, D.C. These experiences have added to her outstanding fundamental and applied studies in the solution properties and 3D printing of silk proteins related to new medical materials. Maria has many options open to her as she pursues her next career step in industry based on her laboratory skills, personal drive, and interpersonal communication skills. Nicholas Alden. We're now in the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering. We're going to honor the following candidates. Nicholas Alden, dissertation advisor, Dr. Ki-Bong Lee. Dissertation title, Characterization of Microbiota Metabolites Impacting the Gut-Brain Axis. Nicholas Alden is a terrific scientist and has been a steady leader for the lab. I am grateful that Nick used his incredible organized mind not only for publishing high-impact papers, but also the day-to-day running of the lab. Nick, you are and will be the king of standard operating procedures. I am very excited for Nick as he begins the next chapter of his career as a scientist at Ultragenetics Pharmaceuticals, and even happier for him as he gets ready to become a new father. Joseph Bober, advisor, Dr. Nikhil Nair. Title, Engineering Probiotic Lactic Acid Bacteria for Biomedical Applications. Joe is the first in his family to attend college and graduate school. He was one of the first group of students to join the Nair lab after completing his BS in chemical engineering from Northeastern University. In another first, Joe was the first student to work on engineering lactic acid bacteria in the lab, and his thesis has laid down the foundation for much of the ongoing work in the lab. Monway Lee. Dissertation advisor, Dr. Maria Flinta Stephanopoulos. Dissertation title, single-site supported metal catalyst for aqueous phase conversion of methane to oxygenates. Mengwei Li joined our nanocatalyst for energy from Zhejiang University in China, eager to apply his talents to solving an important problem. Did we have anything like that to offer? Well, yes, the holy grail in catalysts. That is, to convert natural gas to liquid oxygenates in direct catalytic step was there for him to grab. Unbelievably, he made the breakthrough he had hoped for, a first in the literature. Fortune favors the bold, as the saying goes. Hats off to you, Mengwei, for proving yourself. Best wishes from our group as you move on to an impactful career and happy life. Eric Liu, advisor, Dr. Hyunmin Lee. Robust hydrogel microsphere platforms for improved biomolecular conjunction in protein sensing. Eric joined the group directly from Caltech, where he received his bachelor's degree in chemical engineering and has been a crucial member that has made fundamental changes to the direction of the group. Being such a deep thinker and scholar from the get-go, Eric has not only advanced his specific field of porosity-controlled functional hydrogel materials, but also managed many exciting collaborations, internal and international alike. As the key driver, a selfless helper, having already landed at the heart of the exploding Boston biotech boom since early this year, Eric looks to expand his horizon in the coming months. Fan Zhang, advisor, Dr. Manuel Sanakis. Dissertation title, Oxygen Genetic Regulation, Insulin Secretion in Pancreatic Beta Cells. Fan came to Tufts from Taiwan University in China with a degree in chemical engineering. While at Tufts, Fan has been a highly talented graduate student with creative intellect, distinguishing him as a leader among his peers. He has excelled in his research, focusing on the engineering of pancreatic cells producing insulin for diabetes therapies. Fan has developed technologies for controlling the production of insulin using optogenetics that will pave the way for superior treatments of diabetes without the side effects of current pharmaceutical interventions. His combination of theoretical aptitude and mastery of experimental methods is unique even among seasoned researchers. Fan's persistence, acumen, and meticulous approach to challenging problems has been a key to his success. Fan is poised to have a distinguished professional career and become a great ambassador of the spirit and values that Tufts University represents. In the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, we honor the following candidates. Ming Song, dissertation advisor, Dr. Babak Movani. Dissertation title, Uncertainty, Quantification, and Structural Identification and Response Prediction of Dynamic Structural Systems. Ming joined Tufts after receiving his BS in Civil Engineering from Zhejiang University and MS in Bridge Engineering from Tongji University in China. I am grateful to Ming in my lab for the past 5 years. He has been an important part of my research group since 2014. He has been very productive in his research and has worked in a variety of projects collaborating with researchers from Belgium, the UK, Greece, and several institutes in the US. In 2016, Ming received the Kentaro Tsunami Award for performing outstanding graduate research in structural engineering. I am excited that Ming has accepted to stay a bit longer at Tufts in my research group as a postdoc. Tian Tang, advisor, Linda Abriola. Dissertation title, An Adjoint Sensitivity Analysis-Based Mathematical Framework, DNAPL Source Zone Characterization, Uncertainty Quantification, and Sampling Strategy Design. Hitting today is Dr. Eric Miller on behalf of Dr. Linda Abriola. Tian joined the Abriola Research Group with a master's degree in the geosciences. Professors Abriola and Miller were fortunate to find someone with her keen intellect, strong mathematical background, and tremendous work ethic to work across disciplines to advance the state of the art in contaminated site characterization. Hers was a tremendous challenging project, and it is a testament to her perseverance and abilities that she was able to bring it to fruition. We already miss her smiling presence in the corridors of Anderson Hall and wish her much success in her new position at Gradient in Cambridge, Mass. In the Department of Computer Science, we honor the following Ph.D. graduates. Sarah Amin. Advisors, Sohar Hassoun and Dr. Nikhil Nair. Dissertation title, Advancing the Prediction of Unexpected Cellular Behavior Due to Enzyme Promiscuity and Enzyme Solubility. After being a lecturer assistant at Cairo University for 2 years, Sarah Amin joined the computer science department to build her expertise in computer and data science. Working with the Hassoun and Nair group, Sarah generated and analyzed lots of biochemical data. Her work led to a general methodology for the discovery of novel, undocumented reactions in cellular organisms. Sarah will be joining Walmart Data Science and Analytics groups in Dallas as a data scientist. Hugo Alves Akataya. Dissertation title, Recognizing Weak Embeddings. Advisor, Dr. Diane Souvain. Dr. Akataya began his doctoral studies at Tufts in September 2014, having already completed a master's and bachelor's degrees at the University of Sucuba and the University of Brasilia, respectively, and having won awards while doing so. He defended his Ph.D. at the end of July 2018 after holding the Love-and-Air Fellowship for 2016 academic year and moved immediately into a one-year postdoctoral position here at Tufts. His achievements include near-optimal results in computational topology for recognizing weakly simple polygons and for recognizing weak embeddings of graph into manifolds, as well as improved results for the all-layers simple fold problem in computational origami that has been open for 2 decades. Giordano Ferreira. Advisor, Dr. Matthias Schweitz. Title, Interaction-Driven Spatial Agent-Based Models at Multiple Levels of Biological Organization. One day in the fall of 2014, I got an email from a person in Brazil I didn't recognize saying, after reading some of your papers, some questions still remained open to me, so I'd be grateful if you could clarify them. This was the start of an email exchange at the end of which I realized Giordano needed to do a Ph.D. Since I happened to have funding for a project modeling social interactions among tree frogs, I offered it to him. He accepted and started in early 2015, hitting the road running with early publications. When a later roadblock appeared and he wanted to quit, I assured him that he had what it took to finish a PhD, and he did. His dissertation ended up comprising multiple projects, the one he originally started on, but also he collaborated with Mike Levin's lab on modeling morphology maintenance in simple organisms. I am proud that he saw this project through and finished in late 2018, and that he's able to come back to Brazil for this ceremony. Sipada Sadigi. Advisor, Dr. Matthias Schweitz. Dissertation title, Incremental and Memory Limit Probabilistic Generative Models for Early Word Learning. In 2012, a colleague introduced me to this excellent young woman from Iran who he got to know working in Singapore, who he said wanted to do cognitive modeling. Given that we just started our cognitive science PhD program and Sepida came highly recommended, we accepted her right away and she joined us in fall 2012. While Sepida got off to a great start doing some cognitive modeling of event-related potentials and publishing some of those results, after 2 years she decided she was interested in other areas and left my lab. In the subsequent 2 years, she worked with various people at MIT on different projects, but was not thrilled with any of them. When she came back to me to talk about her options for finishing the PhD, I told her that I would have funding for her, but that she needed to commit to the project, be in the lab every day, and get her dissertation done. I am proud to say that is what she promised, and that's what she did. In another 2 years, in 2018, Sepida had published several papers in top venues and finished an excellent dissertation on word-object association learning. And shortly after, despite visa challenges, she also got the job she wanted. In the Department of Electrical Engineering, we honor the following PhD graduates. Longbow. Long's going to have to stand here while I talk about him. Advisor, Dr. Karen Panetta. Dissertation title, Computational Image Aesthetic Processing, Enhancement, Quality Measure, and Applications. Long, you have worked so hard to reach your full potential as a researcher, teacher, and mentor. You're one of the few students to be accepted into both the Tufts Graduate Institute for Teaching and Graduate Research programs at Tufts, the most elite and selective programs for graduate students. You applied what you learned to be a good mentor and dedicated teaching assistant for over 200 undergraduates ECE students, while simultaneously being the most prolific publishing Ph.D. student in the entire Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, if not the entire School of Engineering. Your work in image recoloring opened new avenues for efficient image and video processing, for special effects editing, visual aesthetics, and offering new efficiency for product design and manufacturing. What's really cool about your work is that it's so easy to show the value and impact to anyone, whether it's a young child creating animations, consumers to envision different color effects of products, or to aid law enforcement in protection and safety applications. You have literally lived in my lab for the past 5 years, diligently working to accomplish the stellar track record of patents and publications that have resulted from your time with me. I must admit that I was surprised that you were a bit sad when we had to finally throw out that old worn-out sofa in the lab that you spent so many miserable sleepless hours on. However, now that you have an amazing job at Samsung and will be making more than your advisor, you can afford to buy yourself a new, more comfortable sofa for yourself and also donate one back for future generations of students who will now forever view your legacy of accomplishments as the benchmark for success. Long, it has been an honor advising you, and I look forward to watching your career flourish. Yun Miao, Advisor, Dr. Valencia Kumsum, a silicon integrated Ph.D. and IRS system for absolute oximetry in multimodal applications. It has been a great pleasure to advise an exceptional graduate student and researcher such as Yun Miao. Yun's research focused on the development of optical sensor architectures for high-resolution, non-invasive imaging of biological structures and chromophores. His research accomplishments will enable the realization of disruptive point-of-care medical devices for tissue and cerebral hemodynamic analysis. Dr. Mia is a model graduate student, an outstanding researcher with a generous spirit, friendly personality, and always willing to take the time out to help fellow students. We will miss him. Meera Pungia, Advisor, Dr. Samir Sonkasali, a dissertation title towards integrated CMOS microsystems for single-cell transfection and analysis. Meera is a true interdisciplinarian who worked on many challenging projects. She designed silicon electronic chips to study and manipulate single cells, developed portable paper-based diagnostics, and designed high dynamic range CMOS image sensors to measure fluorescence lifetime. Everyone at NanoLab will agree with me when I say that she was the single most important catalyst for all of the projects through selfless advice and help. Beyond research, she was also a prolific TA for the department. Meera has already started the next phase of her career as a scientist at Lincoln Labs. Members of the NanoLab, myself, and the ECE department wish her all the best. Congratulations. Fatah Sada Nadikai, dissertation advisor, Dr. Usman Khan. Optimization and inference in networked dynamical systems, a control theoretical approach. Fakata joined Tufts in fall 2014 after a bachelor's from the prestigious Sharif University, Iran. Since then, she has not only excelled in academics and research, but also has been a true ambassador of the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department. In her Ph.D. dissertation, she focused on a variety of problems that lie under the broad umbrella of network control theory and applications in inference, epidemiology, and optimization. I and the entire ECE department wish her continued success and best wishes in the future. Aresh Samani. Advisor, Dr. Karen Panetta. His dissertation title, Spatial and Transform Domain Content-Specific Image Quality Metrics with Applications for Biomedical and Security Imaging Systems. Aresh, it may be common for PhD students to beg their advisors to allow them to graduate, but I don't think there's ever been a case where the advisor had actually begged and convinced the PhD student it was really time for them to graduate. You did your entire Ph.D. program part-time while working full-time, and in doing so, you have managed to become the role model and poster guy for Tufts engineering graduate programs that you can have it all. Your research and image quality measures made you venture in depth into mathematical analysis to discover new ways to assess images based on image content information and image features. Your skill set is so diverse, and I admire that there are no limits to what you will do to get the data you need. For instance, when we needed underwater images, you went scuba diving to get them. Your research is helping radiologists better diagnose mammograms for breast cancer, training dentists to better diagnose oral cancer, and helping underwater rescue missions better detect objects of interest. You have been a mentor to every student in my lab, always willing to provide insight, find bugs and codes, and finding numerous internships and jobs for students, which always made me wonder if students come to work in my lab for me or for you. I've enjoyed our research meetings together where we both had our children on our laps, and have always appreciated and respected the fact that you say what you think and not what you think you have to say to please others. I am so proud of you, and thank you for taking your time to graduate, because I've had so much fun working with you and look forward to a lifetime of future collaborations. Chen Wen Wan, Dissertation Advisor, Dr. Karen Panetta. Human Visual System-Based Facial Recognition for Autonomous Systems and Applications. Chen Wen, you have been the heart of my lab, empowering everyone around you, including myself, to reach their full potential through collaboration and innovation. Your entrepreneurial spirit and initiative to apply your image processing research to eye tracking and augmented reality has forged new interdisciplinary collaborations that have resulted in patents, successful grants, and publications in the top journals in the world. While doing all this, you still managed to organize and create the world's first diverse facial recognition database using multiple sensors to assist in efforts to combat human trafficking and aid in providing safety and security. You are recognized as a stellar teaching assistant and exemplary researcher. You have provided leadership for 11 other PhD students and 6 master's students and scores of undergraduate students during your time as boss lady in my lab. I am aware that the students in our lab have designated code names for each one of us. I was given the title Khaleesi. But you are truly the mother of dragons, the fire spirit of inspiration for every research challenge we have embarked upon together. I am honored to be your advisor and proud of all your accomplishments, and wish you the best of luck at your new position at Volkswagen. Most of all, I wish you a lifetime of love and happiness, as in 48 hours, you will walk down the aisle on your wedding day. Gang Wang, Dissertation Advisor, Dr. Alexander Stankovic. Equation-free system-level modeling and analytics in energy processing systems. Gang Wang joined the Energy Processing Lab as a master's student. Little did he know that his quest to understand cyber-physical energy systems would lead him to subjects ranging from dynamical systems to numerical analysis to communications. All of these should serve him well as he starts his next adventure as a data scientist at Amazon Robotics. Ahmed Zayan, Advisor, Dr. Thomas Vandervelt. Dissertation title, Thallium-Based Semiconductors for Solar Energy Harvesting Applications. With a BS in Mechanical Engineering and an MS in Material Science, and now a PhD in Electrical Engineering, Ahmed is slowly earning his degrees in every field of engineering. Over his time at Tufts, he has designed solar cells that will work on land, in space, and underwater. Ahmed is a gifted instructor, having taught every semester he has been here, including at the X College. I am proud that he's decided to pursue a career in teaching and looking forward to hearing of his success. In the Department of Mechanical Engineering, we honor the following Ph.D. graduates. Georgios Karamanis. Advisor, Dr. Mark Hodis. Dissertation title, Nusselt numbers for superhydrophobic microchannels in shrouded longitudinal fin heat sinks. Georgios has been if not the top graduate student in our Department of Mechanical Engineering during the past decade, as evidenced by, for example, him receiving the School of Engineering Award for Outstanding Academic Scholarship in 2018. He has a supreme command of analytical, numerical, and experimental aspects of transform phenomena in 9 journal publications in print. His work at Tufts has also resulted in a spin-out company for Tufts, Transport Phenomena Technologies, currently funded by a Phase 1 NSF SBIR grant on which George is the PI. Matthew Mueller. Advisor, Chris Rogers. Understanding and eliciting engineering science practice, exploring beginner embodiment through musical instrument design. Matt Mueller started at Tufts as a freshman and just stayed. He started his doctoral work by being part of an experiment where we had 4,000 Danish kids from 3 to 13 spend an entire week at the school doing nothing but build and perform on musical instruments as a way to learn engineering. This got him excited enough to complete his doctorate on now looking at musical instrument design catalyzes an engineering science mindset and how this is different from science mindsets or engineering mindsets. He also built and still builds a lot of musical instruments. Federica Piero. Advisor, Dr. Luisa Chiesa. High-temperature superconductors, a numerical and experimental investigation of electromechanical properties for high-field superconducting magnets. Federica is a very determined, hardworking, bright, and talented individual, and during her PhD, she has been very instrumental in our work in the electromechanical characterization of high-temperature superconductors, both experimentally and through numerical modeling. Those materials will play a crucial role in the successful deployment of the next generation superconducting magnets utilized in medical devices, particle accelerators, and fusion machines. As a testament to the quality of her work, during this last year alone, Federica won several prizes, including first prize as the best student paper in the material in the Victor Kleinlein Memorial Prize at a major conference in our field, the School of Engineering Outstanding Academic Scholarship Award, and the Research Assistant Award in Mechanical Engineering. I have no doubt she will be a leader in the field of science and engineering and someone Tufts will be extremely proud of. Dinesh Sunbari-Rajan. Advisor, Dr. Irina Zenek. Understanding ion transport in fuel cell catalyst layers. Dinesh was the first PhD student to join my group. He became essential to building the laboratory and all the experimental capabilities. Dinesh picked up many of the leadership roles in the lab, training MS and undergraduate students, being in charge of experimental facilities, and outside the lab served as the GSA treasurer and was president of the Indian Graduate Student Society at Tufts. Many of our early groups of successes were due to Dinesh's hard work and innovative approach to research. His productivity was exceptional. He has generated 8 journal publications with several more submitted and will be currently working at Ionic Materials, a battery company. Anthony Sullivan. Advisors, Dr. Anil Sagal and Dr. Michael Zimmerman. Dissertation title, Simulation and Experimental Measurement of Liquid Crystal Polymer Directionality During Melt Processing. Tony joined our research group in 2014 from industry and was seeking to work on a polymer materials project that he had industrial ties. His desire to join industry upon completion of his PhD, he worked closely with Professor Seigel and Professor Zimmerman on theory at Tufts and did his material research at Ionic Materials. He has satisfied his goal of achieving the PhD and starting his job at Ionic Materials in June. Congratulations to all of our newly confirmed Ph.D. graduates. Congratulations, doctors. Dean Q will now conclude today's ceremonies. Please remain seated until the platform party has departed the stage and the graduates have completed their recessional. Then please join us in the rear of the gymnasium for a celebratory celebration.
Graduates, your time at Tufts is coming to a close. Your career may take you far away from Tufts, but I hope that no matter how far you go, you will always carry with you the lifelong connections and the community you have forged here. It has been a privilege to share this time in your lives. This is only the beginning. On behalf of the Tufts University and the trustees, I announce that these ceremonies conclude. Thank you.